Hey, what's up, guys? This is Boxing Knowledge coming at you once again. And I just wanted to do a video entitled Boxing. Um, what is boxing to me? Boxing for me is passion. Boxing for me is life. Boxing for me is intelligence. Boxing for me is skill. Boxing for me is endurance. It's stamina. It's beautiful as it is brutal. It is not a mindless sport where thugs bash each other's brains in. It is a sport of skill, a sport of beauty, a sport of passion, and it's just, unfortunately, one of those sports that devastates you and disappoints you every time because decisions never go the way that they should, because there's so much corruption involved, because the best fighters never fight each other, because surely the golden age of boxing is over. Boxing for me is the ability to hit and not get hit. Boxing for me is controlling your opponent, having him do whatever it is that you want him to do. I actually wrote down some examples here of what boxing is to me. The beautiful thing about boxing is that it can be whatever you want it to be. To some people, boxing is just pure aggression, action, throwing punches in bunches. That is what boxing is to them. You want to talk about very pure offensive fighters? Let's talk about Manny Pacquiao, probably the best fighter of this era. I say probably. I'll leave it up to debate. You want to talk about aggression? Let's talk about Sugar Shane Mosley. It's funny. I just got done watching one of my boys' videos right now, and he can't even say his name right now, but it's okay. I'm disgusted too. Maybe not as disgusted as he is, but I mean, I refuse to erase all the accomplishments that one fighter has accomplished during his career. Because he just basically just was a coward and quit fighting after 2 rounds. But anyway, we're human, right? I refuse to lean on humans. I do not lean on my own understanding. I lean on what I know to be true. That at any moment, at any given day, anyone can lose, and that Sugar Shane Mosley and other fighters are just not the same fighters that they used to be. Okay, they've been somehow corrupted and prostituted by the system, and it's not their fault. We'd probably do the same thing if we were in their shoes. But what is boxing to me? Boxing for me is ring generalship. What is ring generalship? It's using the ring, controlling your opponent. Using all the resources within the ring to your advantage, leading your opponent, walking him down, doing everything that is classic textbook boxing, okay? Why do I love boxing so much? Just in case you guys don't know. My old man and I used to watch big pay-per-view fights, De La Hoya Trinidad, Tyson fights, all types of Tyson fights, so 80s, 90s. My old man's Puerto Rican. As you know, boxing is tied into the Puerto Rican culture. For such a small island, I believe only 3 to 4 million people, they've produced, I don't even know how many world champions, but rich, super rich boxing tradition. I want to say it stems all the way from the United States because they were colonized a little over 100 years ago. At least the Puerto Rican country was. Before that, they belonged to Spain, but I don't want to get into history right now. I just think that America's had a massive positive influence on the reason why Puerto Rico has such a great boxing tradition. But anyway, having said that, boxing for me is the ability to hit and not get hit. Again, like I said earlier, maybe to others it's pure aggression. Manny Pacquiao, David Tua. Come on, I did not mention David Tua. Very, very explosive, very offensive. Michael Katsidis. You got to mention him. Very, explosive, offensive fighter. He just wants to fight. No head movement, barely any technique. There's still technique in there, but boxing is excitement, you know? But if I had to choose, okay, and you know, if I had to choose what I love about boxing, what drives me crazy about boxing in a positive way, is just to see these fighters outsmart other fighters. And like a cat cornered, uh, when you think you have them, they have you. You know, a guy who feels comfortable in any situation. You know, when he can't lift his arms, when he's punched himself out, he knows he's going to be fine because he knows how to apply the defensive techniques that every single boxer should fundamentally have. You know, one of them being head movement, one of them being able to roll with the punches, bobbing and weaving. These are the old school techniques that every boxer, in my opinion, must possess. At the very least, head movement. When you throw a punch, after a combination, you move your head. Don't let your head come along with it. That is what intrigues me about boxing. Do I like pure aggression? Do I like the offensive style of Manny Pacquiao? Who doesn't? It's dazzling. But I go beyond that. I love the use of a jab. You know, I love the technical aspect of being able to roll with the punches. That's what boxing is to me. Ring generalship, controlling your opponent. You know, Andre Ward did whatever he wanted to do with Mikael Kessler. He controlled him, kept him off balance, didn't let him feel comfortable, charged in. Yeah, a little reckless at times with his head, but, you know, outboxed him, you know, outfoxed him, outclassed him, you know, used everything, controlled him. He controlled the fight. Boxing for me is controlling your opponent. Boxing for me is pretending that you're strong when you're weak, and when you're weak, pretending that you're strong. That's what boxing is to me. Boxing for me is intelligence. They call it the sweet science. That's what boxing for me is. It's not a mindless sport. I refuse to look at it the way that a casual fight fan would see it. No, I am a boxing aficionado, my friends. So let me leave you guys here with a few videos that I would love for you guys to check out immediately following after my video, after this recording. I want you guys to check out Froch versus Dirrell, round 11, minute 2:15 into that round. I want you guys to check out the 10-11 punch combination that Carl Froch throws at Dirrell, and how he is able to apply his boxing, defensive boxing techniques and avoid all of them and hit him with two monstrous left hands. That's what boxing is to me. In that same fight, I'd say about 51 seconds before the round's over. So I guess, what is it? 2 minutes and 49, a minute and 49 seconds into the round. I can't even do mental math right now, but 51 seconds left in round, no, that's it, yeah. Froch and Dirrell, round 11, you know. Yeah, round 11, 2:15, and 51 seconds left in that same round. Watch how Dirrell is able to roll with all the punches. That's one. Let's also talk about running out of time here. Coincidentally, the same fighter, Abraham versus Dirrell, round 8, about a minute and 40 seconds. The clock doesn't start counting till 1:30 left into the round, but about a minute and 40 seconds in round 8. That is what personifies boxing to me. Look at Dirrell apply his boxing fundamentals against Abraham and feel so comfortable in a time of peril. And last but not least, guys, Mayweather versus N'dou. All right, about 56 seconds left in round 5. Look how N'dou tries to overwhelm Mayweather. Look what Mayweather does. That's what boxing is to me, guys. Leave your comments. Don't forget to subscribe. And remember, boxing is intelligent.